and welcome back to my monthly horror roundup, where I list off every horror movie coming out in the month of April, quickly tell you what they're about, and where you can watch them. Before I start, let me quickly talk to you about this video's sponsor, Aura. Aura is a digital security service that offers comprehensive, all-in-one protection for you. In addition to identity theft and financial fraud protection, Aura also offers antivirus and malware software. If you go to aura.com/horrorflickswithnick, you can learn more and sign up for a free trial to try Aura for yourself. By signing up for the completely 100% free trial, or even just by clicking my specific link, aura.com/horrorflickswithnick, you will greatly help support my channel and my videos. Thank you, Aura, for sponsoring my video, and now here are all of the April horror releases. First, on April 2nd, Mr. Sleep comes to VOD. This follows a deranged killer known as Mr. Sleep, who takes retribution on a group of insomnia patients who he believes stole his memories. As well on April 2nd, Hunting for the Hag comes to VOD. Three young women venture deep into the woods to hunt for a local legend known as the Hawthorne Hag, and attempt to capture it on camera for the first time. 3 days later, on April 5th, The First Omen comes to theaters. This is of course part of the Omen franchise, and this iteration follows a young American woman sent to Rome to begin a life of service to the church, where she uncovers a terrifying conspiracy that hopes to bring about the birth of evil incarnate. Also on April 5th, Baghead comes to Shudder. This is a supernatural film that follows a woman who inherits a rundown pub and soon learns of an entity called Baghead that resides in the building's basement. Also on April 5th, Model House releases on VOD. This is a slasher where models staying in a secluded house for the night are terrorized by intruders. A week later, on April 12th, In Flames can be seen in select theaters. After the death of the family patriarch, a mother and daughter's precarious existence is ripped apart by a malevolent force from their past that threatens to engulf them. As well on April 12th, Arcadian releases in select theaters. This stars Nicolas Cage, and it is a post-apocalyptic tale where Cage and his two young sons must face off against hordes of ferocious creatures that come out at night. A third film comes to select theaters on April 12th, and that is Sting. This is a spider creature feature, and it is about a young girl who finds and keeps a tiny pet spider in her rundown apartment building that soon starts to grow at a monstrous rate and develops an insatiable appetite for blood. 7 days later, on April 19th, Abigail can be seen in theaters. In this, a group of criminals break into an isolated mansion to kidnap a 12-year-old ballerina and collect a $50 million ransom. However, as the captors' numbers start to dwindle, they discover that they're locked inside with no normal little girl. 2 days later, on April 21st, Night of the Harvest releases on VOD. This follows a group of friends who go exploring behind an old cornfield where they are stranded and stalked by a masked woman in white. 5 days after that, on April 26th, Infested drops on Shudder. Infested is yet another spider-centric creature feature that follows a man who brings a spider back home that quickly escapes, reproduces, and creates a deadly web trap. Also on April 26th, Cinderella's Revenge comes to VOD. This is yet another dumb horror reimagining of a fairy tale, and this time depicts Cinderella as a slasher villain getting revenge on her evil stepmother. And last on my list, on April 26th, Humane comes to select theaters. This is directed by Caitlin Cronenberg, daughter of the legendary David Cronenberg, and its synopsis is, in the wake of an environmental collapse that has forced humanity to shed 20% of its population, a family dinner erupts into chaos when a father's plan to enlist in the government's new euthanasia program goes horribly awry. Of all the movies I just listed, my pick for my most anticipated horror movie for the month of April is Abigail. To be completely honest with all of you, this is a movie I didn't even know anything about before I saw a trailer for it in theaters last month. Once I saw that trailer, I was completely sold on this film. It's got a stacked cast full of actors that I love: Dan Stevens, Kevin Durand, Melissa Barrera, Angus Cloud, Catherine Newton, and Giancarlo Esposito. It's directed by Matt Bettolini-Open and Tyler Gillette, who directed Southbound, Ready or Not, Scream 5, and Scream 6. And the premise sounds really intriguing. It's similar to Don't Breathe and You're Next, a classic I'm not stuck in here with you, you're stuck in here with me, where the tables are turned and the robbers have to suddenly survive against a 12-year-old ballerina vampire. Overall, this movie looks like a shitload of fun, loaded with kills and jokes. I am very excited to check out Abigail when it releases in theaters this April. Alright, and those are the new horror movies coming out this April. In the comments below, please tell me what your most anticipated movie for the month is. Again, thank you to this video's sponsor, Aura. If you are at all interested in some online personal protection, please consider signing up at my link, aura.com/horrorflickswithnick. Again, even just clicking my specific link would be a big help. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, Horror Flicks with Nick. Once a week, I post early horror reviews, horror lists, commentaries, deep dives, and 2-minute recommendations for underrated horror movies you can stream on Netflix, Prime, and Shudder. Thank you all for watching this video. I'll talk to you again in May.